Happy Friday, everybody. We got a special edition of Friday Fun for you. So as I mentioned in my new Comic Book Day Blast video, if you didn't go watch that, that New York Comic Con was supposed to be held this weekend at the Javits Center, New York City, but 2020 had different plans, so that got axed. So I was thinking, you know what, for some Friday fun, let's jump back in a time machine. We're going to the Wayback Machine to revisit my trip to New York Comic Con 2013. That's right, I went, and that's why it's the lanyard here. Got, what's this? This is The Walking Dead, new season, October. So, got this cool little thing. I like this too. Get a close up of there. 4-day badge, Rick Grimes, and then this is just the NBC Dracula lanyard. I never watched Dracula, so I don't know anything about it. If you watched it, let me know what you thought of it. If it is still going, I doubt it. But this was just a lanyard, cool, sturdy thing. Look at this clip. It's really sturdy. I'm always worried about clips for, I think I talked about this before, like lanyard clips for conventions, because I know the San Diego Comic Con was the weakest one and the most expensive. So it's like, dude, if you lose that, like, you're dusted. So, but this one's pretty sturdy, and I'm always like clutching mine. It's like, I don't want, like, just don't want to have an issue where you end up having to try to purchase another badge or just some other goofy shit happen. So, but anyways, New York Comic Con 2013, make the trip. This was in my like convention going prime, because there was a span of, I think probably was 2013 and 2012. I was going to several conventions in those years anyway, but I think 2013, 2014, then I hit C2E2 in 2015, but I think 2012 through 2014, I hit, oh my gosh, C2E2, maybe, I don't know if I was still going to Chicago or Wizard World, Chicago Comic Con, whatever, but hey, Emerald City Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, actually no, that was 2011, never mind. But I hit a ton of conventions, traveled my ass off, bags packed, and top of all the other stuff that I had going on, so I was constantly on the move, especially in that spring going into, yeah, probably spring, or that whole springtime, just crazy, just always on the move. So yeah, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna revisit this, we're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna put together like a bunch of pictures, because I took a bunch of pictures. I was there for all 4 days. Me and I think it was either 5 or 6 of us. I got a hotel room right in Times Square, which was fun. We had a lot of fun together. We went out at night, hit a couple bars. We were in Times Square. Or we weren't too far from Times Square, and there was a lot of traffic because there's a lot of construction going on. They had a big Toys R Us in the middle of like right in the middle there, and they had like this massive fucking Ferris wheel inside the store. It was ridiculous. Tons of action figures. I did pick up a figure. I think one of the Marvel Universe figures I was missing. So they had a whole bunch of those, a lot of back stock though, so nothing like crazy new stock. But it was cool stuff. There were some furries out there. One of them trying to give our friend a hug, like, get the fuck away, like, get out of here, weirdo. But yeah, so it was cool. And like the Javits Center wasn't that far of a walk. And I took my, which you'll see in the slideshow here, because I had a bunch of pictures, as I said. I had 347 pictures from like total from over all 4 days, just taking massive pictures all over the convention, a little bit around like outside the convention, Javits Center. So yeah, so I'm gonna start rolling that here, and yeah, you'll kind of see as this kind of goes on, just all the crazy stuff, bunch of cosplay. And I don't know if I have this on my current blog. I think I had it on my old blog, but I'm probably gonna upload all my old convention stuff onto my current blog as I slowly inch back into like writing and blogging again. But I want to upload all this stuff and talk about, and at least just post something for all the conventions that I've been to and all the comic shop, my comic shop tour and all that. But you'll see, get an idea of all the cosplay. I went through all these, like my photo, like my photo albums on my computer. And I was like, oh my God, I want to show these pictures. I kept selecting, like, all right, I'll just do a handful. I don't know how long I want to make this video. And I was just kind of going through. I was like, oh man, that's a good picture to show. Oh, I like that costume. Got Stephanie Brown. That girl in there was my favorite. She's in there. Got some cosplay pictures you'll see when I was wearing my Carnage costume, which was way back when I was smaller. I was probably like 30, 40 pounds lighter back then, 30 pounds lighter back then. And I was doing my Carnage costume for a couple years, give or take, at several conventions. So that was kind of fun. And I met a couple creators. Some I had already met before, like Jamal Igo, but I also met Mark Morales there, Larry Hama, and a ton. Those are some of the only pictures I have, though, that I could find at least. So, but I met a whole bunch of them, and you even see something special at the end to kind of that further evidences that. But yeah, it was just so cool. Like, and I was like, all right, when we first decided, I'd already been thinking about it because New York Comic Con is always in early October, and it's usually like that first or second week of October. This year it's the second week and second weekend, so 4 days long. And we were like, all right, let's do this. Who wants to go? So we had we had our group there, and we also knew some other people who were going out there. So it was really just a bunch of us linking up occasionally when we could. And yeah, it was absolute ball. I think the tickets out there, like the flight to LaGuardia, I think I probably got my tickets for like round trip ticket under $200. So I was like, oh yeah, like flight to New York, I always think it's gonna be crazy expensive, but it just, but for whatever reason, it just worked out. And I think we got out there, or at least I got out there maybe that night before, or maybe that day, maybe Thursday. I feel it could have been Thursday morning, whatever, or maybe it was the night before. I don't know. And then I ended up leaving late Sunday night, early Sunday morning, something like that. So yeah, it was just cool. A bunch of toy stuff. Like obviously, this is New York Comic Con. If you don't know, it's run by Reed Pop, and it is that and San Diego Comic Con, or hopefully will be again the biggest conventions in the U.S. One on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. So New York Comic Con is definitely, and it's the one that's definitely geared more towards comics. So you're gonna get a lot more comics content as far as actual publicized comic book content, which is what everybody wants. You got big artist alley. They had this, what was the thing? It wasn't called Artist Block. It was just something called New York Comic Con The Block, or just The Block. So there's this massive other section indoors, and it was just offered up a whole bunch of stuff. Artist alley was huge. Tons of creators in there, obviously, and the dealer room was big, and they just had a whole lot on offer. I'm trying to remember how much. Did I do a lot of comics? I mean, I had to. I know I bought quite a few books to get signed, and like just all these kinds of rolling around, and you'll see like tons of pictures. And on Sunday, the Sunday of the show, I went to, or they had like this Ninja Turtles, I don't even know what you would call it, just like this Ninja Turtle section, and it had a whole bunch of retro turtle figures, Ninja Turtle figures, like just all cased up, and it was separated by character. Like Leonardo had, I think, one case by himself. All the 4 turtles had cases for themselves, and then there must have been another one just for all type of other figures there, all the other characters, I mean. And I didn't upload them all, I just wanted to show a couple. So you got Leonardo, obviously, my favorite and the best Ninja Turtle, Leonardo there. And yeah, it was a whole lot to offer, and I was just so happy I finally made it there. And I definitely wanted to go back because New York, and I went to like one of the days, I was wearing my costume too. And I was like, all right, before I go to the show, I want to like, I was going to get something to eat. Yeah, I was just going out to get something to eat. I was like, oh man, New York, gotta go get some pizza. So I found one close pizza spot and had a couple slices. I'm wearing my costume, which is always fun for conventions because we just like a bunch of people. You just know who's going to the convention when you're in a different city for a show. And because all the people you just see a bunch of people in restaurants, and half of them, like you see a party like six, 7 people, and a couple of them will be wearing costumes like, oh, you know that, or they might have a cool bag with them, or just something colorful, character driven, and you're like, oh yeah, they're definitely going to the convention. People have their lanyards all over, and some convention, if you've never been to a convention, some places, it's usually obviously a big money driver, but then some places will have convention specials, or even like the Hyatt for C2E2, which is connected to the McCormick place, has like a bar. Their bar indoor at the hotel will have drink specials named, like, it'll be comic book themed stuff. So it's just something cool. And yeah, it was just something cool. And I was like, man, you know what? I gotta do something since we're not gonna have New York Comic Con 2020. Let me revisit this, give people a taste of when I went to the show and some of the pictures I took. You see me in cosplay, and I took a bunch of pictures with a bunch of other characters. I took some with some props. I don't think I included any here, but and I was wearing my Carnage costume. I took some with a Cyclops cosplayer, and then I took a picture wearing her visor. I took one with the Master Sword and Shield from Legend of Zelda, and a Minecraft sword. But yeah, it was just absolute ball, and I can't wait for it. Like, and I'm still like, oh, where do I really stand with conventions in the future? I've talked about this in my other video, and I'll probably revisit it at some point in the future, near future. with just where we stand with conventions. It's gonna be crazy because I mean, this is absolutely insane. Like, we could really see the end of physical conventions and that aspect, or they're just gonna get I don't want to say minimized, but they'll just get scaled down probably in the future. But anyways, who went to New York Comic? If you've ever been to New York Comic Con, let me know in the comments below. And just what was your experience there? How many times have you gone? I figure it's easier for East Coasters, especially New Yorkers, like just to frequently get there, and just the whole area just around the Javits Center and Times Square is just crazy. Obviously, it's already normally packed. Then you add in the convention traffic, thousands upon thousands of people just flooding the area. There was street food carts, which I had to hit up. I was like, oh yeah, walking back to the hotel. And street food carts lined, I don't know how lined up, but there was a few out there. Like, yeah, let me stop over there and get some New York street food. Got to do that. And yeah, I was trying to remember how much I bought as far as comics. I don't think I did buy a figure from the Toys R Us, I'm pretty sure. But as far as back issue shopping, I have no idea how I did there. I was like, probably scaling down, like, all right, I don't want to do too much. I don't want to have to carry all these books back. It's going to be absolutely insane, especially on the flight. But I just, yeah, like taking pictures, and I was doing it. It must have been on my old blog. Taking pictures each day, uploading them, trying to do something just to kind of keep it going, or uploading them all when I got back in the town after the show, which could have been. And then you get what was something we used to always call for after you get, like when you got sick after a convention and you just felt like absolute ass after a show. It was called like con crud. That's what it was. Whenever you just felt something that you just felt off after a convention, not like jet lag, but you just kind of felt sick, and it would be like something just lasts for a couple of days, and just like that mass of people gathered together. You got hygiene issues in there, which I talked about before, and people just passing just germs around, and just, yeah, it was just absolutely insane. But yeah, so I just wanted to revisit New York Comic Con 2013 because, yeah, it was just fun. So I definitely want to go back. I want to go back to New York, period. I wanted to even go down to the Ghostbusters headquarters because that's still up. But apparently I was talking to one of my buddies when we were there, and he's like, man, no, you got to actually plan for that because it's like so much further down. And I was like, yeah. So I had to make another trip. I wanted to do it for their anniversary a few years ago. So maybe try to catch another one. But at some point, definitely want to revisit New York Comic Con if it opens back up and it's safe again to do so, and hit Ghostbusters Firehouse. Oh, I went to Midtown Comics too. There was a location, like the Times Square location. We went there, a couple of us. I grabbed a couple books from there, 2 floors. I didn't do a convention tour or anything. I don't think I was doing those then. But yeah, I didn't start doing those till the next year. But I did just take a picture of the storefront from the outside. Yeah, 2 floors, tons of comics and collectibles, back issues, new issues, like just lined up. Definitely a big spot there. One popular comic stores in New York. So there's just big, I'm seeing online as well. A lot of people do their pre-order stuff through Midtown Comics. So yeah, that is that. Just want to revisit that, share some of the joy with you of a convention, a massive convention. Again, I scaled it down to I think 60 something pictures because it was just absolutely insane. And I had, again, it was like 347 pictures, give or take. But saving the best for last, because one thing I always do with conventions, what I started to do at one point was, I was like, all right, we have these cool programs, and they're usually like actual character arts, like artists draws cool cover, features some cool characters. And so for that year, it was Humberto Ramos did an Avengers cover, and I was like, man, you know what, I started doing was getting a bunch of creators to sign books. Sometimes I'll take books to get signed, and other times I'm like, all right, I'll get the program signed too. So I got a whole bunch of signatures on that, as you see here. The other thing is, I couldn't find my actual programs. They're somewhere like stashed away. I was looking for them. I was like, all right, I don't know where the hell they are. So they're a lot of my signed programs are kind of stashed together somewhere. I have to find them in my totes. But I was like, all right, so I got a bunch of signatures on one, and then I was like, oh man, this is full. So I had to get another one. Again, you're talking about there for 4 days. I'm running to Artist Alley, all the signings at different publishers' booths, which you saw a lot of the publishers' booths that I took pictures of. So I was just meeting creators all over the place, here, over here, Artist Alley, the signings, and all that good stuff. It was just an absolute blast. And hopefully in the future we can revisit those, and we will you will see just a bunch more. So hopefully we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so that's that. Let me know what you thought. If you've ever been to New York Comic Con, as I said before, let me know in the comments below your experiences. Have you ever just seen a lot of stuff, maybe like news coverage? Because I know sometimes news stations will cover when a big convention comes to town, C2E2, San Diego Comic Con, New York Comic Con, and imagine some of the other ones around the country and probably international as well. So yeah, if you ever kind of come across some of that, some of the promotion like around the city, like what have you seen? Just because that's always cool stuff to get it in people's minds. But yeah, so that's that for Friday fun. Hope everyone has a good weekend. Go read some comics, enjoy yourself, do whatever you're gonna do. Stay safe, stay healthy, yeah, and have some fun. So happy reading, happy hunting, happy collecting. This is GENOTHADRAGON. Thanks for watching and peace out.